Hey, this is Lavita Conley. Let's start with a little bit of housekeeping by me telling you who I am, Lavita Conley with Caldwell Banker Southern Real Estate. Where I work, my office is 3543 Tom Watson Drive in Saltillo, Mississippi. However, I am licensed to cover the entire state of Mississippi. And of course, if I don't cover your area, guaranteed I know somebody who does. My office number, if you need to reach me here, is 662-620-2232. And if you need to reach me on my cell, it's 662-809-1889. Now that we've got that housekeeping out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into our topic for today. What I want to talk about today, I want to talk to some of my for sale by owners and let you know 3 ways you're losing money by for sale and by owner. Now, of course, this is not for everybody. This does not go out to everybody because some people indeed are able to sell their home on their own. And I congratulate you all on that because I, as a real estate agent, know what it's like to sell a property. So if you're able to sell your home, by all means, have fun at it. And even if you have any questions, I'm still able and willing to answer those for you. However, there are a large number, and statistics do show a large number of individuals who either end up not selling their home at all or they end up listing with an agent. So I'm here today to give you 3 ways that you're losing out by taking the route to for sale by owner. And we're going to jump right into it. My first reason and first way that you're losing money is, okay, let's back up. First off, why did you choose to do for sale by owner? Most times when I ask that question, I get to save on commission. And I get it. Anytime that there's something going on in my property and I feel like I can fix it myself, I do it. I've painted, I've fixed doorknobs, I've fixed holes in the wall. I've done anything that I feel like that I can save money by doing myself. I've done it. Now, sometimes I find out that I've gotten in over my head and I've got to go and get some more help. But most times I've been able to do it. So again, I say kudos to those of you that are able to get that property sold on your own. Now, others I've talked to, they've come in contact with a bad agent or they got a bad vibe from an agent. They've had a bad experience with an agent. And for that, I do apologize. I pride myself in making sure that all of my home buyers and my home sellers have great experience with me. Even if we don't agree on something or we don't get the outcome that we expect, I do want all of my buyers and sellers to have a good experience with me. And I like to get feedback from them so that I can improve on my next buyer and seller to ensure that everybody has a great experience. So those are the top 2 reasons that I get for not listing with an agent. And some people just say, oh, I want to see if I can do it myself. And that's good also. But again, this video is to talk to you all about 3 ways you're losing money by taking this for sale by owner route. The first thing we want to tackle is the waste of time. There's a lot of time being, let me not say waste of time, but loss of time. There's a lot of time being lost because when you put that home on the market, you want to make sure that we're putting it out there like bam, in your face immediately. So you can target the largest number of buyers in the quickest amount of time. The quicker and the more buyers that you hit when you first put your home on the market, the quicker you'll be able to get it sold. Now, the first thing you do when you decide to for sale by owner is put a sign in the yard and that's it. You're losing time because you're banking on somebody riding through the neighborhood wanting to buy your home. Those are the only buyers you're going to see. You may see buyers that already live in the neighborhood, people who are associated with those that live in the neighborhood. But if you compare that to the hundreds of thousands of people that your agent reaches, you're losing time. Because whereas you may be able to advertise immediately to the individuals that are in your neighborhood, your agent is able to reach out to other agents and their buyers They're able to reach out to the buyers they have already in their arsenal. They're able to reach out to the dozens of sites that their properties are marketed on immediately. Immediately. As soon as it hits the MLS, it's immediately targeted and marketed to thousands and thousands of individuals compared to the hundreds that you may reach at that point. And of course, a lot of people use social media. Um, and that's indeed a good way of reaching buyers. But the way the new algorithms are going, that minimizes the amount of people that are seeing your property for sale. So there's lots of time, and you calculate. Well, I'll avoid the commission. But if you look at it like this, if an agent can get your property sold in 45 days compared to you selling your property in 6 months, how much have you really saved? Because the money you would have paid in commission, you could have paid that commission and been gone and been where you're planning on being, but you're still stuck paying a mortgage at the property you're at. And sometimes people will move, they'll move to a new property. So now you've got two mortgages that you're paying. So you have to think about how much, realistically, how much money you're saving in that scenario. So, so you lose time because you don't have as much marketing experience. You don't have as large of a reach as an agent would have or as you would have using an agent. And a lot of people don't believe this, but if you're marketing your home or if you're putting on social media your property and it's with an agent, buyers take it more seriously. And that's just bottom line. And that's my professional opinion as a real estate agent who works with buyers. Okay, so then number two, another reason you're losing money by choosing the for sale by owner route is you have fewer buyers, and that's something that piggybacks off time loss. You have fewer buyers, and fewer buyers equal fewer offers. And when you have fewer offers, you have there's less. You're leaving more money on the table. Perfect scenario is, of course, you can sell your property. Almost anybody can sell your property, but to successfully sell your property and have you walking away feeling good, you want to make sure that you've used professionals and they've professionally done what needs to be done. Perfect scenario, for sale by owner. And please understand that as a for sale by owners, realtors may still bring buyers to you. And if a realtor brings a buyer to you, the realtor is working for the buyer. So they're of course going to try to get the best price for that buyer. And that's not a realtor being shady. That's not a realtor being underhanded or mistreating you, but that's a realtor working for their clients. So anyway, had a client made a good, solid, fair offer to a seller, and the seller actually initiated the offer. So the client paid the seller what the seller asked for, and this is a for sale by owner seller. Appraisal comes in. Now the seller is interested in knowing what the appraisal came in as. And of course, as a buyer's agent, I can't give that information to a seller at all. But the appraisal did come in above what the seller asked. So now you have a seller closing on their property that is questioning the price that they asked. And this wouldn't have come into play had they used an agent. So that's a scenario that you don't want to have that in the back of your head. And of course, everybody says, well, I can go on Zillow and I can see what this sold for. But please understand that Zillow is not accurate. Listen to me as I say it again. Zillow is not accurate. So that's your source and where you get your price and what you're going to charge or whatever. Go for it. But please understand that having an agent assures you that you're marketing your property at its proper market value. So that's another way you're losing money or you're leaving money on the table by not properly pricing your property. Another way is when the more buyers you have, especially in a seller's market, The more buyers you have, the more offers you have. So you have an opportunity for what's called a bidding war. You have an opportunity to receive multiple offers on your property. You have an opportunity to choose which one of those offers you want to take. And sometimes when you're in that multiple offer situation, even when you have your if once you've properly priced your property with an agent and you get those multiple offers, you may sometimes find that you net more than you intended on net, or more than you initially thought that you would be netting. So you come out with a surplus in the end. This is something that you don't typically get with a for sale by owner. Even if you find a buyer, even if you get to the point where you've got a buyer, this is something that you don't get when you're doing it on your own, unless you are that 0.2% that specializes in this. And again, if that's you, this video is not for you. You can cut it off. You can find something else to do with your time, because this is not for you. This is for the average homeowner who's looking to sell their property and feels like they can do it without the help of a realtor. Okay, I'm moving on for the sake of time on this video, because I know your time is valuable. A larger payout in the end. You're losing money when you have a real estate agent. And I know a lot of people feel like, a lot of for sale by owners feel like that realtors don't do enough for their money, which is another reason why you've chosen the for sale by owner route. But once you break down the actual cost of selling your home, you realize that a lot of things that are on that list are covered with your real estate agent, especially when it comes to marketing. When you sign a real estate agreement with me, it costs you nothing until we sell your property. And once you got a sold property, you're walking away with the money that you wanted to walk away with and possibly more, you're more than happy to pay that commission. But if you think about, and you get to adding up, and a lot of people don't do this, a lot of for sale owners don't add up the cost prior to sticking their sign in the yard. It's, let me stick the sign out here, let's get a buyer, and then let me think about what it's going to cost. But if you go through and you add up um, all of the costs of marketing, all of the costs of different things you have to go through in the process of home inspection and different things like that. Once you add all of those things up, a lot of times, if you'll do this, you'll see that you ended up writing out more checks than you thought you would, when you really could have just written out one check to one agent and let them handle the rest and net more money in the end. So if you actually think about what's going to happen, what's going to occur, all the time lost, all the sacrifices that you're going to have to make, all the times you're going to have to think in your mind, oh, I wasn't able, we were out of town for the weekend and I couldn't show that buyer. Well, what if I would have shown that buyer that came through this weekend that we couldn't show? Once you think about all these things, and I encourage you to think about these things before you decide to just throw your home for sale by owner. I do encourage you to do that. Think about these things. And once you think about these things and write everything down, I feel like that you'll see that the best route is to get a professional. That's just how I feel. And I say that as your realtor friend, I want to make sure that I'm giving you information. But like I said in the beginning of this video, if you sit down, you think about all this, and you decide that for sale by owner is the route I want to go, um, I'm still happy to answer any questions you have. Anything that any help that I can be, I don't mind offering that or giving that information or answering a question for you. And in return, I hope that if you decide to put it on the market, that you would consider me as your agent. Again, that's all I have for you. My video ran a little longer than I wanted it to, But of course, you can fast forward through and rewind back to get the tidbits that you want to get. If you found anything in this video helpful, I ask that you like and share it with your friends so that and family so that they can get this information as well. Again, my name is Lavita Conley with Caldwell Bankers Southern Real Estate. I'm happy to help. I hope to hear from you all very soon with any of your buying or selling needs. And until then, y'all have an absolutely lovely day. Bye bye.